Okay guys, I'm going to go over numbers 14 through 19 on the homework. Alright, so number 14. Number 14, write an equation with the given initial value and rate of change. So initial value, remember that y equals blank x plus blank. Okay, this is for your rate of change and this is for your initial value. Okay, so here you would literally just write y equals rate of change, which is 3 times x, and then plus a negative 4, which just becomes a minus 4. Okay, next one, y equals rate of change is negative 0.5, then multiply that by x, and then you add 2. Okay, y equals negative 3/4 x plus 0, but I'm going to take that 0 out and just leave it invisible, and that's what that equation looks like. Okay, y equals, now here be careful, the rate of change, we switch the words on you, so it's 3x, and then minus 8.5, whereas this one the rate of change is negative 8.5, x, and then plus 3. Okay, number 15. Here's a word problem. An aerobics class is being offered once a week for 6 weeks. The registration fee is $15 and the cost for each class attended is $10. Write an equation to describe the total cost. We're going to say the total cost is represented by y in this equation because these all together total the y. So this needs to be your rate of change and this needs to be your initial value. Remember, rate of change is something that happens repeatedly. So if you think about this, you don't pay the registration cost over and over again. You pay that one time. So that's your initial value, which goes here. The repeated number, which is how much each class costs every time you go, that's $10 per class. So each class is include this word right here, each. That means you could put the rate of change there. And that's your equation. So y equals 10x plus 15. And that's it. Number 16, Julia has been measuring the length of her baby's hair. The first time, that's a key word, that's a clue word, initial value. It was 6 centimeters long, and after 1 month, it was 2 centimeters longer. If the hair continues to grow at this rate, determine the function that represents the hair growth. Okay, once again, the function, this is going to be y equals something x plus something. So the rate of change goes here, ROC, and the initial value goes here. Well, the first time it was 6 centimeters long, that's, it's not growing 6 centimeters every time. But here it says after 1 month, it was 2 centimeters longer. If the hair continues to grow at this rate, which means 2 centimeters per month, that means 2 centimeters, then another 2 centimeters, then another. That means the 2 goes here. That's the rate of change. So the equation is y equals 2x plus 6. Number 17 is a little bit tricky. In fact, Jonathan Hodge from First Academic, he actually corrected me because I wasn't reading very carefully. So kudos to Jonathan. Noah was a pup, or has a puppy. When he measured his puppy's hair length the first time, there's that key word again, it was 8 centimeters long. A month passed, it was 12 centimeters long. If the length continues to grow at this rate, determine the function, there's the equation, that means y equals blank x plus blank, that represents the length of the puppy's hair. So we know that it started at 8 because that was the initial, that was the first time, that's the initial value. A month passed, and then it was 12 centimeters long. So I almost put 12 here, that's a trap. Okay, it's not 12 that goes here. How much did it actually grow? In the first month, it went from 8 to 12 centimeters, so you need to do 12 minus 8, which is 4. So it grew 4 centimeters. So if it continues to grow at this rate, what is the function that represents that? So 4, it's growing 4 inches, or 4 centimeters per month. So 4 should be the number that goes here. That was kind of tricky. If you put 12, that would have been a trap. So y equals 4x plus 8. All right, number 18. Which of the following graphs represents a function? So we're looking for no repeating x's, and it passes the vertical line test. This here in the table, no repeating x's, so it's a function. In this mapping diagram, there's a repeating x here because 5 gets used with 0 here and also gets used with 8, so this is not a function. I'm not going to check it. For here, I'm going to check all the x values. None of the x values repeat. This is a function. This one is not a function because it fails the vertical line test. Here, it does pass no matter where you draw the vertical line, it passes each time, so that is a function. And here, none of the x values repeat, because you can tell by how many arrows are coming from the x values. So it is a function. Now the y may be repeated, like 4 got paired with -7, 5 also got paired with -7, but that's okay, y's can do whatever and still be a function, while x cannot repeat, so this is a function. And lastly, number 19 was assigned for homework tonight. So let's take a look at that. Chris rented a fishing boat. Now this is a typo. Again, I apologize. I am so sorry. Chris rented a boat for $40 for a $40 initial fee plus $30 per hour. If you see this word here, per hour, that's a rate of change, okay, ROC. Because every hour you pay 30, so it's a repeated 30 plus 30 plus 30 every time you have it for over an hour. If Chris spent $190, how long did he rent the boat? So you got to make sure that you include $40 in that initial fee. So there are a couple of ways to think about this. Okay, I'll show you a couple ways. You can say, well, he paid $40, and then let's say for 1 hour he paid $40 he pays initially. He doesn't pay that over and over again. Then he pays $30 for the first hour. Okay, is that 190? Nope, not yet. Let's add another 30. That's not 190 yet. That's the second hour. Okay, let's add another 30 because you paid $30 per hour. Does that add up to be 180? Well, 40 plus 30 is 70, plus 30 is 100, plus 30 is 130. Nope. And that's 160. And then finally it's 190. So it's after 5 hours that it is, he spent 190. Because if you add this up, it comes out to be 190. Another way to think about it is say, well, I'm going to take 190, I'm going to subtract the fee because he's not paying that over and over again, so you have $150 left. And if you take $150 and you divide that by 30, that tells you you spent 5 hours, okay? All right, or you can work it forward, say, okay, 30 times what will give me 150? It's going to be 5 hours. So the answer is B.